Hello, friends from across the nation and around the world. I'm Martin, and you are listening to Dad's Bedtime Stories, the podcast that takes listener ideas and turns them into bedtime stories. Tonight, our idea takes place in the Spaceship universe, which, if you've never listened before, is basically a place where you have a magic spaceship, and it takes you on all kinds of adventures. Honestly, that's all you really need to know. Let's check out the suggestion for today.
Hi, my name is Sheppard, and I've been listening for 300 years, and I'd like a story for the Spaceship series, you wake up in your spaceship, and Spaceship says, I think we should go to a portal, and you go into the portal, and you end up in a new universe, and you see a planet where everything's made out of clay, and Rex comes, and he has this gadget that transforms the clay into clay monsters. Thank you. I love your podcast.
Well, thank you, too. Especially for listening for 300 years, because that is about 100 times longer than I've been doing the podcast, which is amazing. Though, in those 3 years, I have done about 1.6 million downloads, I believe, which in my mind is hopefully about 1.6 million happy bedtimes. Now, if I wasn't doing a podcast and I was just telling bedtime stories to my own kids, one per night, it would take me 4,383 years to tell that many bedtime stories to my own kids, which is a calculation that doesn't matter in any way. Big thank you to everyone who's listening, everyone who's sharing the podcast, and even more to anyone who's rating and reviewing the podcast, especially with 5 stars. I did get one 2-star rating recently that said I had a great voice and great stories, but they didn't like the AI-generated artwork. And I'm sorry about that, but honestly, if we didn't have the AI-generated artwork, we wouldn't have artwork at all, because I cannot draw at all. Nor do I have time, as I work a full-time job too, nor do I have enough money to pay somebody to do those on their own, so that is why they are AI-generated. But to be fair, they're made by me putting stories that I make myself into AI for it to read and turn into a picture. So if you think about it, I actually put a lot of non-AI work into those things. So there. Maybe write that in a review. I'll stop now. Time to close your eyes, get as comfy as you can in that bed, and imagine yourself doing what the kid in the story does. You wake up on Spaceship, swing your legs over the side of your bed, and stretch your arms up into the air. You get up and walk towards the door. It opens automatically as you approach with a little whoosh sound. You step into the main part of the ship and look out the view screen to see, well, a kind of strange and interesting-looking glowing thing in front of the ship. What's that? You ask Spaceship. It appears to be some type of anomaly. My readings indicate that it leads to a different universe, one much like our own, with slightly different rules. Like an alternate reality? You ask. I believe so. However, I cannot determine the rules for this specific reality. Should we go check it out on our own? You ask. Calculating safety of that option. Interesting. Calculations indicate that my systems should be able to return the ship to our current reality using my portal technology, even if we get stuck. Meaning we can go in safely and check things out? You ask. Yes, That is exactly correct. Well then, let's head inside. You sit down on the control seat, grab a hold of the joystick, and point the ship towards the glowing blue circle of light. You press forward on the throttle and blast straight towards the colorful thing. As soon as you pass the threshold, you find yourself in a weird and colorful tunnel, a wormhole of some kind. The ship stays directly in the center as you move left, right, up, and down, eventually flying out the other side. As you do, a wave passes over your body, a wave of, well, something you can barely articulate, like a change in reality or something like that. It feels tingly as it passes over your body. You look down at your hands and, what? They're made of clay, or something that looks like clay. Your hands, your legs, the entire ship suddenly looks like it's out of a claymation cartoon from the 80s. The ship has little clay buttons, little clay joysticks, and a sort of soft feel to the entire thing. Spaceship? What's going on? You ask. I believe this new reality has new and interesting rules. Instead of creating carbon-based life forms like our reality, this one seems to have clay-based life forms, and clay-based everything. You press down on the control panel a little bit, and sure enough, it squishes, as if it's actually made out of clay. Looking through the window, you see a little clay planet, blue and green, very Earth-like, honestly, except for that distinct clay-like look. It's as if the entire thing was sculpted by a child for some sort of science project or something. Is it safe to explore more? You ask Spaceship as you look around at the weird clay-like structures now inside. My scans indicate that the portal is currently stable. We should be able to explore and return without any issues. Would you like to check out the nearby planet? I think I would, you say. You press forward on the little clay joystick, and the ship points down towards the world, just as it normally does. You push forward on the throttle, and you begin to move. You fly down through the atmosphere, through little clay clouds that, well, don't really look like they should be floating, and above a beautiful green and blue landscape. Trees and rivers and lakes stretch out below you, all of them made of clay. You find a large field that looks like it would be a good place to land, and you slowly lower the ship down. Instead of the normal hissing noise you normally get as the ship touches down, this time it sounds more like a squoosh or something like that. The back hatch opens up, and you walk outside. The ground itself is made of clay, with little clay grass sticking up. It smushes down as you step on it. There's clay trees and clay bushes, and, even the water itself seems to be made out of clay. Though it's moving still. You kneel down and place your fingers into the ground. You scoop up a huge ball of green and brown clay. You start squishing it together into different shapes, different sizes. Honestly, it feels just like the play clay you used to use when you were younger. Hi there, a voice says from beside you. You look to the left to see a clay boy. He looks human, if, humans were made out of clay, of course. He waddles over towards you, like a character in an old claymation film. Is that your spaceship? Did you just mold that today? He asks. No. Actually, I flew in it to this planet. I've never seen anything like this place. Everything's made out of clay. Of course it is. What else would it be made of? The boy asks. My name's Sheppard. How do you do? Hey, nice to meet you, Sheppard. You respond, and introduce yourself. I'm kind of an explorer here. I travel all over the universe and, I guess different universes. But this is my first time on a planet like this. Wow, all around the universe? That's so cool. I've never thought about doing something like that. Maybe I should mold myself a ship that can travel all over the universe. You could do that, you ask? Well, of course I can. You can mold anything you can imagine and, of course, put together with your hands. You just stare at Sheppard. You can make anything? You say? Even a spaceship? Yeah, of course you can, Sheppard responds. As long as you can shape it and infuse it with, your own imagination. It's important to be really specific with that. You can create anything you can think of. Have you really never done this before? He asks, looking at you inquisitively. No, they don't do that on most planets. Can you show me what you mean? Sure, I guess. Sheppard takes a second to think, and then he starts moving left and right, collecting clay from, different colored objects. He grabs a bunch of orange flowers, some black dirt, some white stones, and begins to press them together, shaping a little head and little arms and a tail, and then, wings on the side. It becomes apparent that he's creating a tiger of some kind, a winged tiger anyways. He stops and looks at his creation, tapping his chin like something's missing. He runs over to the water, grabs a huge blob of blue clay, and starts shaping it into a lightning bolt, or, at least something that looks a lot like a lightning bolt. He shoves the lightning bolt directly into the tiger's mouth and nods as if his creation is perfect. Suddenly, the tiger comes to life. It presses up against Sheppard and he scratches the thing on the chin. I introduce you to Flying Lightning Tiger, he says. You mean you can make things that are living too? You ask. Of course you can. As I said, all it takes is a little bit of imagination. Can that thing really shoot lightning? Yeah. Watch this. Lightning Tiger, blast! As soon as he orders it, the lightning tiger shoots out a blast of blue, clay electricity. It sparks through the air, crashes into a tree, causing an explosion of clay in all different directions. Whoa, that almost, that doesn't make any sense at all. But I'm willing to give it a try myself. You start looking around for different colors of clay of your own. You grab the trunk of a tree, some leaves, some dirt, some water, some, red roses, and you start smushing them all together. You make a brown body using the trunk, large green wings using the leaves, and something that looks like fire using the red and, orange flowers you collect. You carefully shape the head into the head of a very fearsome, but somewhat friendly dragon. You imagine him being a very obedient dragon, one that likes to go on adventures and protect you from dangerous things. Sheppard did say it was important to imagine after all. As you place the fire in the dragon's mouth, you step back and nod, looking at your creation approvingly. Slowly, the thing starts to move. It moves up towards you and presses its head into your hand. You scratch it on the side of the cheek, and it moves as if it really enjoys that, kind of like a cat. "Well, you want to go for a ride and explore things?" Sheppard asks. I guess so. Can these things really fly?" "Of course they can, as long as you imagined it flying. If you didn't imagine it flying, you might not want to get on." No, I imagined it flying," you respond as you climb onto your clay dragon. "All right then," Sheppard says, climbing atop his clay-winged lightning tiger. "Be careful," Spaceship says, as you give your dragon a little kick. It jumps into the air and takes flight, flapping its massive clay wings and floating in a way that, a real dragon wouldn't. I mean, real dragons can fly, but not quite the way that a clay dragon flies. Sheppard leads the way up into the air, up above the little clay floating clouds. You look up at the sky to see the sun, or a sun anyways, looking down at you. It also looks like it's made of clay, only for some reason it has a face and it's wearing sunglasses. It winks at you as you fly below. Very strange. You fly high above the clay world, over clay forests and clay lakes, until you catch a glimpse of something else coming down from the sky. Something kind of spaceship-like. You fly closer to get a better look, and a familiar shape appears. A spaceship shaped like the head of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, though, of course, in this case, made entirely out of clay. "Rex," you say, or at least a Rex clone. "What's he doing here?" "Follow me," you say to Sheppard, giving a little kick to your dragon and heading straight towards Rex's spaceship. The ship lands on the ground. You and Sheppard drop down right in front of it. The mouth of the ship opens up, a little platform slides out, and soon you see him. Even if he's now made of clay, he's unmistakable. A humanoid T-Rex wearing a lab coat. Rex. "Well, hello there," Rex says. "I wondered if you'd find my little universe here. Just a little experiment I whipped up. I knew someone as curious as you wouldn't be able to resist exploring it." "Oh, wait a second, you made this universe?" you ask, looking over at Sheppard, who just shrugs, not having any idea if this dinosaur made the universe or not. "Well, I'm not sure I actually made it, but I did discover it, and I created a portal to it, and I've been working on some interesting technology to use on it." Observe. Rex pulls a little button out of his pocket, like a tablet with a big red button on it. He moves a little joystick on top of the tablet, and a gigantic ray gun pops out of the top of his ship. It points down towards the ground. Rex hits the big red button, and a blast of laser clay shoots out and makes contact with the ground. Slowly, the ground starts to rumble. The clay rises up, shapes itself into the general shape of a gigantic, sort of like a clay monster creature with arms and legs and a poorly shaped head. The creature roars, making a very odd and high-pitched noise. The ray gun continues to move, blasting more areas of the ground, blasting clay trees and clay rocks. Each one slowly transforms itself into one of these strange clay monstrosities. Now, have fun. Get 'em, boys, Rex orders. The clay creatures look at you and Sheppard and begin to walk forward, picking up large clumps of clay and throwing them towards you. You quickly jump out of the way using your dragon, then take to the air again. Come on, Sheppard, we have to take care of these things quickly. Dragon, fire, you say as you turn the dragon towards one of them. The dragon opens its mouth, and out of it comes a huge plume of orange and red clay, shaped like fire. It shoots across the air, straight into one of the creatures, and strangely, it actually makes the creature slowly melt, leaving a pile of gray clay with little red and orange flames sticking out of the top of it. Sheppard tries the same thing with his lightning tiger, unleashing a clay bolt of lightning that hits one of the creatures and causes them to explode. But Rex continues to make more. The clay creatures continue to march towards you and throw giant clumps of clay. You blast as many as you can, but there's just too many of them. Okay, Sheppard, I think we need time to come up with a better plan. Let's go, you say, giving a little kick to your dragon and zooming off in the other direction. You fly over top of the forest, over top of a small mountain, and land on the ground on the other side. All right, this should give us enough time to come up with something. Spaceship, are you there? You ask. Be there in 1 moment. A clay ship with clay fire shooting out of the back of it hovers above your head and lands on the ground beside you. How can I be of assistance? It asks. We're gonna need to create something to get rid of those clay people. And, I figure we can make anything we want. His creatures are, pretty basic. As long as we can imagine something more powerful, I think we'll be able to take it on. Interesting. May I propose that each of us comes up with a design of our own liking and sculpts it out of clay as quickly as we can? That does sound like a good idea, you say, looking over at Sheppard. I'm cool with it, Sheppard says. And you all get started. Spaceship first transforms himself into a more robot-like creature with giant robot arms and robot legs. He quickly begins picking up trees, smashing them into the ground, carving huge clay bodies with arms and legs and heads, and then he starts crafting things that look like ray guns or blasters, strapping them onto the clay creature's shoulders and hands. Sheppard immediately gets to making, more lightning tigers. It's all I could think of under the pressure, he says as he continues to smush together different clay pieces into lightning tigers of all different shapes and sizes. You simply shrug your shoulders and decide to follow his lead. You gather as much clay as you can, the trunk of a tree, leaves, feathers, roses, flowers, bushes, and you begin smushing them together, making a body much bigger than the first dragon you created, with wings, a tail, a scary-looking head, and, of course, flames in its mouth. Then, you start putting together another dragon, only this time, you decide to make it out of water. An ice dragon, you say as you begin to craft the gigantic blue dragon, this time with flames of blue energy that you imagine to be a sort of freeze ray in its mouth. Soon, you hear the booming and sort of squishing footsteps of Rex's clay army as the giant clay pieces march towards you. You look around and see that you've actually amassed a bit of an army of yourself. 10 lightning tigers, 9 dragons, and 3 gigantic and fully armed robots, much larger than Spaceship himself. I believe we are ready, Spaceship says. You jump atop the largest dragon, and Sheppard jumps atop the largest winged lightning tiger. Each of you gives it a little kick, and you take to the air. The other tigers and other dragons fly up behind you. The robots begin to march forward, and you yell, "Attack!" All at once, clay streams of fire shoot out of the dragons' mouths. Well, except the ice dragon that shoots a huge plume of blue clay. The fire dragons almost immediately melt their clay opponents, while the ice dragon surrounds his in some sort of hard layer of blue clay. The lightning tigers make many of the others explode, and the giant robots begin to unleash weapons of all different kinds, rockets and lasers, and some sort of giant cannon mounted on their arms that shoots large cannonballs or something like that. One by one, Rex's clay creatures fall, smushed to the ground, melted down, or frozen in blue clay. Rex's ship floats closely behind, creating more as quickly as it can. You set your sights on the large cannon atop the ship and give the dragon a little kick. You blast forward at incredible speed and yell, "Fire blast!" All at once, a huge blast of fire shoots out of the dragon's mouth and connects with the clay ray gun. The gun is blasted off and broken into pieces, all of which are on fire, or, well, at least covered in clay fire, which is sort of hard to explain and weird looking. As the tigers and dragons and robots defeat the last remaining giants in Rex's army, Rex's ship suddenly turns around, blasts off into the atmosphere, and disappears into space. "Wow," Sheppard says. "That was awesome. I haven't been able to do something like that in, well, ever." "Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it," you say to Sheppard as you carefully land your dragon and flying lightning tiger on the ground. Things like that seem to happen to me a lot. It's as if adventure's always looking for me. Either way, it's been fun, but we should probably get going. What do you want me to do with all these dragons and tigers, you ask? Just leave them here. They seem nice. Alright then, you say as you slide off of your own dragon, pat it on the side of the head, and wave goodbye. Spaceship remolds itself beside you. Instead of glowing blue and transforming like it normally does, it just kind of smushes itself together back into the spaceship shape. The back door opens up, and you climb aboard into the main part of the ship, which has a living room made of clay, a kitchen made of clay, a toy room and book area made entirely out of clay, and of course a control center at the front, which is made entirely out of clay as well. Alright, Spaceship, time to go home, you order. The back hatch closes, Spaceship lifts up off of the ground and blasts up through the clouds, through the atmosphere, and back into space. You watch as it heads directly for the portal, which on this side looks like a huge swirl of clay moving around in circles. As the ship passes through it, that strange sensation passes over your body again. You look down and see that your hands have become normal hands, and the spaceship has become a normal magical spaceship once again. You yawn, feeling kinda tired from such an adventure. Well, Spaceship, I think I better get to bed, you say, as you head over towards the bedroom door. Have a good night, Spaceship replies. The door opens up, and you step inside your very own bedroom. You climb into the bed, pull the covers up to your chin, and the lights fade automatically. You close your eyes and begin to just focus on your breath, noticing as your stomach rises and falls with each breath. You imagine your arms and legs sinking down into the mattress, releasing any tension they're holding at all. And with each breath, you drift a little bit further. You become a little more comfortable. And soon, your mind begins to wander off to thoughts of new dreams, new adventures, and new universes to come. Good night, everyone.